Because it was so difficult for me. I went through so.
It's okay. It's okay. We're proud of you, girl. It is so difficult to buy a house, let me tell you. And
So
you,
much.
I know,
So much.
but you did it. And you're renting
God
it
is
out.
so good.
God is so good. God is
Woo!
so good, girl.
I went through so much to get this house, and
You did.
I had so many negative people just saying I couldn't do
Yeah, that's so
anything on my own. And that was just the biggest accomplishment for me.
It's huge.
Big accomplishment for me.
Huge.
And I just get, every time I think about my house, I get so emotional. I get so emotional because I worked so hard to get it. And being told that you can't do something, you start to believe it.
Yes, you do,
You start to believe
unfortunately.
that you can, and you definitely can do whatever you put your mind to.
That's right, girl. Welcome to the Dr. Daf Show. I have a very special, beautiful guest with me today, Megz. Megan, you love Megz, your girl who's an OG YouTuber, and we're here to talk about all things Megz. So welcome, Megan.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. This is like my first podcast
Wow.
that I've been on since the pandemic.
Well, welcome.
Well, hello.
So I'm really happy that you're here because
Yeah.
I have so many things to ask you. And you know what? Your voice sounds completely different than how I remember it sounding.
Does it sound different now?
It sounds so much deeper because Meg. If you don't know Megz, do you go by Megz?
Yeah, I do. There's a story to that as well.
Really? Because I'm like,
Yeah.
why am I calling her Megz?
Yeah.
You do go by Megz.
Yeah, I do go by Megz. I've
Okay.
been going by Megz for years. I got it from cheerleading.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
my cheer sisters gave me that nickname.
That's so cute.
Thank you.
You would be a cheerleader.
Yeah.
So Megz, your voice sounds a lot different. Normally her voice is really like chipper and like, I would say it's almost like one of those like classic, if you heard it, you would know it's her voices.
Yeah.
But now it sounds a lot deeper. Did something happen?
You know what? I think it's because I'm getting a little bit older as well.
Okay.
And I did get a little sick. I got the C word, the COVID, and my voice was definitely affected. When I would get on the phone when I was sick and recovering, people were like, "Whoa,
Really?
are you okay?"
They didn't know who it was.
They were like startled. They're like, "Where is your voice?" And so it probably is a bit deeper now, and also I'm getting older. So, but you know what? Growing up with that kind of voices, it was very difficult. I used to get teased
Okay.
about my voice.
Really?
Chickmuck,
Oh.
mouse, all of the above. And you know what? My whole family, all the women on my mother and father's side, they all have this very high pitched voice. My mother has this voice too. My
really?
grandmother. Yes.
So voices can get like passed down?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they used to call my grandmother Rabbit because she talks so fast with a really high pitched voice.
Wow. Yeah. So you felt like it was normal in your family, but when you went out, people made fun of you, and you're just like, okay.
It was normal because my aunts sound like this, and it was just normal around the house. Especially hearing my mother. Oh, you guys should hear my mother speak. She sounds like me.
But it's good that you at least had people to like be able to come back to and talk about it with. At least they understood, right?
Yes, yes. But it was definitely a journey because at one point I just really didn't like my voice, especially when I started YouTube. I really felt bad. Like, what am I gonna do? I just can't help it.
Oh.
But I actually started to really love my voice as I gotten older.
That's so good. No, your voice is so cute. It goes with you.
Thank you.
And speaking of YouTube, you are an OG YouTuber. So you've been on YouTube for like, what, 14 years or something?
Yes, I actually posted my first video. Well, I created the account in 2009, and I was just kind of like, a user watching everyone else and just admiring at the time the makeup trends, because at the time I was really getting into makeup and I didn't know about YouTube.
Okay.
I originally started with doing makeup tutorials in 2010.
Well, what got you to even think that you could be on YouTube? Because back then, YouTube wasn't like how it is now. There weren't that many people doing things on YouTube. So what got you to think like, I want to start a channel?
It wasn't my idea.
Oh.
It was actually, I originally started my hair care journey, and I was on a hair care forum called Kiss. Tracy created this beautiful forum where it was ladies of a community who wanted to take better care of their hair. And I found her through YouTube and I joined her website to take better care of my hair. So I started posting videos on her website, and the ladies were like, we need more of this. We need more. So I created a YouTube account and posted videos for those ladies. And I didn't really understand YouTube at the time because I didn't understand how large that platform was at the time. And then I would post videos and other people started watching. I'm like, who are these people? I don't know you. So I just started from there. And, my sister and my father actually encouraged me to continue to post videos because also at the time I was in college and I didn't have any hobbies at the time. And my father was like, Megan, all you do is go to school and go in your room and watch 106 in Park, whatever was on at the time. And so he was like, you need to get into some hobbies because you never know what can become of a hobby. And he was actually the first person that helped me just get my hobby together. He purchased my first camera.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Your father, I remember you posted him on your Instagram page and everyone was
Yeah.
like, girl, who was that? He looked like he was like super young and like,
Yeah.
I think you even like got rid of the comments because it was a lot, wasn't it?
It was becoming a little too much. I was very uncomfortable. And so, but my dad loved it, of course. He said thanks. But I was just like,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
my parents, they both look very, very young for their age, for sure.
Okay.
But my sister and my father, they were really encouraging me to start the hobby and continue making videos. And I was just so afraid to post videos at the time.
Mhm.
My first few videos were just of my eyes because I was just so shy. I
Oh,
was just so
wow.
shy. And I didn't speak either.
Yeah.
It was just my eyes because at the time, I think the style of YouTube videos, especially beauty, was just showing your eyes and that was just it.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't show my face. I
Okay.
didn't, do live speaking videos either. So I actually started posting more and more as far as the requests that I was getting in the comment section. And that's just how it happened for me. It wasn't really originally my idea where I just said, yes, I'm going to make YouTube videos and this is what I'm going to do. It just kind of happened.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And you said that your sister and your father encouraged you. Now you have a twin sister, identical, right?
Yes.
And so what was her like perception of it? Did she think, wow, this is really interesting. I should do it too? I mean, we look the same, right? I don't know
Yeah.
if you have the same skills, but you look the same. Was she interested in it at all?
Yes,
Or
she was really interested
okay.
because I remember one night because we're night owls.
Okay.
So it was like 2 in the morning and we were just on YouTube and she was just saying like, Megan, you could do that. I could see you doing that too. And I'm like, really? Because I always have this thing where I'm just kind of like, no, I don't think so. You like, are you sure? I always doubt myself sometimes when it comes to things like that I'm new to and I'm afraid of. And so she was like, you definitely can do it. Just keep on going. And I did. And whoa, it really took off.
Wow. Do people ever think that your sister is you like on the street?
You know what? Yes.
Yeah.
Our voices are very, very similar.
Okay.
Growing up, we would trick people on the phone and our parents.
Your parents couldn't tell the difference.
No, it was
That is
so funny.
hilarious.
So funny growing up. We have like baby videos where our parents can't tell us apart and they'll just say, one of you, whoever that is, come here.
One of you.
Yeah, like Megan, Ashley, which one are you? So yeah, we would always kind of play those kind of fun games, especially during high school when people would call, I'll act like Ashley or Ashley will act like me on the phone.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Now, being an influencer, and you've been for so long now, you've seen all the trends, the ups and downs.
Yeah.
How has it been on you as a person? Do you ever feel like it's been difficult, or have there been any situations where you felt like maybe it was overwhelming?
I say my entire YouTube journey has been overwhelming at certain points. It definitely has its highs and its lows. I would say the most overwhelming thing for me is the opinions of others or rude comments, and especially if you're going through something internally, because I don't really share too much of my personal life or what I'm maybe going through at the time. And you may read a comment and you're like, that may have took me over. Right. So the comments can get really, really bad. But over time, I developed a thick skin because after a while, I'm just kind of like, you know what? They don't know me.
That's right.
And if you're on YouTube or social media making those kind of comments to people that you don't know, what does that say about you?
Be nice.
Be nice. And I also realize that, people who comment and say mean things like that aren't happy. They can't be happy people.
And it's easy to do because they can't see these people would probably be the same people coming up to you on the street and giving you a hug and telling you how much they love you.
You know what? And that's what kind of trips me out. I'm
like, so how do you take care of yourself in terms of dealing with all of that, being on YouTube and having people say things to you? Do anything to prioritize like your mental health?
What I do now, especially, I just post and go.
Okay.
I don't really stay too much in the comments ever. I've been doing that for probably about 7 years now. I'll just post and go. And if I see a comment that isn't very nice, I'll delete it and just move on, because it's just kind of like, I don't want to say it's a part of the game and a part of, the whole thing of being an influencer and putting yourself out there, because it really shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. But that's what it's comes with.
But you're brave in the sense that you've done a lot of things that have opened you up to criticism, but you did it anyway. Like, I know that you got braces at a much later age than the average person.
Exactly.
And you did it anyway, right?
I sure did. I got a little tease for that, like, oh, you got braces now?
What was it like having braces as someone your age? Because on my channel, I actually encourage women, it doesn't matter how old they are, to fix whatever things that they feel like they need to fix. Doesn't matter how old you are, what resources you have, just do it. So that's something I think is super important. Do you have any advice or any encouragement for anyone who's a little bit older who wants to do things like improve themselves with braces?
I would definitely say go for it, because it really helped my self-esteem, because I was looking at some of my pictures and my father brought it up again, because he actually took my platform way more seriously than I did.
Oh, really?
He was the one that was like, hey, Megan, things are getting a bit serious now. You're doing more campaigns and things. I think it's time to, start to invest in your smile, because I will always just smile like this. And like, that's not cute. Like, you want to be able to smile and show your personality.
Absolutely.
Like, I didn't want to be like this the whole time. You don't want to do that.
You don't want to.
So I decided to really invest in myself and invest in my smile, so my smile reflects my personality. And so I'm still doing a bit of correcting. Now I'm in Invisalign.
Okay, so you didn't like the standard braces. That didn't work out for you?
Well, it didn't work out because I didn't like the end result of the orthodontist that did my braces.
Oh, okay.
So I had an issue on top of an issue, and I had to go somewhere else to fix the second issue.
Okay, got it.
So I'm coming to an end. I'm coming to an end to my correcting journey. It's been 10 years.
It's been 10 years?
It's awful, isn't it? 10 years.
What?
I originally started my first round of Invisalign in 2012.
It's not supposed to take 10 years.
It's not supposed to.
You need a new orthodontist.
You know what I did? I switched 3 times.
Did your sister have the same teeth as you?
She actually had an underbite.
Oh, wow. Did she decide to get braces as well when you got yours?
No, she actually got hers when she was a teenager, 13, 14, 15.
So why didn't you get yours then?
Mom, Dad, why didn't I get my braces too?
They probably thought your teeth were fine.
Yeah, they did.
You didn't have an underbite. So.
Yeah, they didn't have I didn't have an underbite. I just had a little crossbite, a little crowding. It wasn't too bad, but...
Well, it's good that you did it though, because when you do that, you inspire people who wouldn't necessarily think it's like cool to do it or cute to do it too.
Yeah.
And something else you did, which I thought was super shocking. You've always been known for having super long, relaxed, beautiful hair. And your hair grows really fast. And that's like super inspiring, especially to Black people. They typically want to learn how to grow their hair quickly. And then you went natural.
Mm-hmm.
That was super shocking. I would have never expected you to do that. Why did you do that?
I had been wanting to go natural for years.
Really?
Years.
Did you feel locked into being relaxed because of your platform?
I did.
Okay.
I wanted to go natural for years because I was natural before I was relaxed. I first started relaxing my hair when I was like 16, 17 because my mother was just against it. She's like, no, you're not doing that.
Wait, she was against it, so you did it?
Ooh. Yeah, I was against. She was against me getting a relaxer at a young age. So she was like, "Well, if you want to do that, because at the time, my sister and I lived in Ohio, so it was always so humid, and we would wear our hair silk pressed a lot, and we would go to school and come home with a poof, like it didn't stay. Oh. So we wanted
Mhm.
to wear those down styles that was really popular in the early 2000s, you know.
Mhm.
And so my mother was like, "Well, if you want to start relaxing your hair, if you want to, I want you to be able to do your hair yourself when you get a bit older." So that's what happened. But what inspired me to go natural later on is I always wanted to. I've never had the experience of, really rocking my curls and really getting to know my curls and loving my curls. I absolutely love being natural.
You look so beautiful
I
with your
love
natural
it.
hair.
And you know what? I'm gonna do it again.
Well,
I'm gonna go.
why did you and then when you relaxed it, I was like, "Okay, what's going on with this girl?"
Yeah, I'm just
Why did
here
you
and there.
what happened?
You know what? I wasn't really educated on single strand knots and keeping my hair
Oh.
stretched.
Oh, okay.
And I learned my lesson that that's absolutely what I need to do when I go back natural again. I need
Mhm.
to keep my hair stretched and make sure it stays definitely moisturized.
So, you were, like, snagging at the ends when you were doing your hair, and you were like it
Yeah,
was, like,
it
breaking?
was
Yeah,
breaking.
that's a huge
Yeah.
thing. Well, I actually did natural hair videos for, wow, maybe, like, 5 or 7 years because I really
Yeah.
wanted to just educate women on how to take care of their natural hair because I love wearing my hair natural.
Yes, so
I don't
good.
wear it out because it's just takes so much time
Yes.
that I was spending so much time and money and watching videos constantly and just I would say just overdoing it in that space. And I needed to pull back and figure out what I'm supposed to be doing with my life.
Right.
Right. So I do wear it out, but not on camera as much.
Mhm, mhm.
Only because, sometimes when I have these styles that I try to do, I'll stay up all night fixing
Yeah.
my hair and then I wake up the next morning and then I take it out and it's wet or it
Yeah.
just looks crazy and then it just ruins my my day,
Yeah,
my
I
mood. And so I
understand.
can't come on camera looking crazy. So I have to
Right.
throw a wig on. But
Yeah.
for you, it was just like you felt like you had to cut it?
Yeah, I had to cut it. I needed to start over. And I was just like, I don't have the time to tend to my natural hair right now. So I went
Mhm.
back relaxed.
Okay. So it was time.
Yeah. I was natural for about 3 years. And then
Okay.
I returned back to relaxing my hair in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, but I absolutely love my natural hair. Don't be surprised if you hear me say I'm transitioning again because
It was so
I
pretty.
go back and forth.
Yeah.
And I also wanted the experience. I wanted to try something different. That's what
Mhm.
I'm about. I'm always wanting to switch things up and try new things.
That's good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, that's important to do,
It really is.
what you feel like doing at the time.
Yes.
That's good.
And I'm gonna go back natural. It's just I may wake up tomorrow and say, hey, I'm just gonna transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your audience, they went from seeing like the makeup, then the relaxed hair, the natural hair. Did you feel like you were able to keep your audience, the people that were following you for one thing and then you switched? Were you able to keep people or did they take it were they kind of like,
When I got a bit of pushback
mm-hmm.
both times. Especially, I got more pushback when I announced to my audience that I was going natural,
I can see that.
and I was like, "What?
Because
Why?"
they probably thought that, I mean, I don't know, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Maybe they thought that you were just doing it because that became like the popular thing, right? At a
yeah,
certain point, everyone was making natural hair videos. And
yes,
maybe they felt like you were just trying to hop on that wagon.
yeah. I got a lot of those kind of comments as well,
Okay.
where people were just like, "Oh, you're gonna lose everything that you had." It was very,
What?
very negative. I cried. I cried.
Ugh.
I was so hurt. I was like, I just wanted to try something different. And,
Yeah.
of course, I understand why
Hmm.
someone would say that because of what's going on. And sometimes I do feel like I get bunched into this influencer category that isn't authentic
What do you
sometimes
mean by that?
because I feel like some people think that influencers always have this motive and
Mm-hmm.
that totally isn't me at all. I just really wanted to try something different and try something new and experiment and just have the experience.
Like everything you do is
It
strategic
is
for,
calculated
yeah.
for, a coin. And it's not.
Right.
You know what's so crazy as well? When I first started my YouTube channel, I didn't know you could make money from it.
Same here.
I had no idea. I was creating videos for like a whole year
Mm-hmm.
and I got an email from Google one day. Yeah, and
Oh.
at the time I was in college. I didn't have a job,
Mm-hmm.
no money. I couldn't get a job. I was living in Hesperia. The
Whoa.
yes, the
No,
high
no offense. No
desert.
offense to Hesperia. It's just way out there.
Yeah, we had a beautiful home, but it was just nothing. There were no opportunities, and I was going to school. I was in the nursing program to be an RN.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you took a totally different route.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I started, posting the videos as a hobby, and
Okay.
then one day I got an email from Google like, "Hey, you have some money in here." And it was Christmas time.
Oh,
I
that's
was like, "Praise
perfect.
the Lord. I can, get some school books and get my family some Christmas gifts."
Yes.
Yeah, I just had no idea. So when I get comments like that, I'm like, I honestly don't I'm not like that, guys. I
Mhm.
had no idea that you can make a living from YouTube. I just had no idea.
Mhm.
I remember back in the day, I made a YouTube video talking about, yeah, influencers don't make that much money. Like, we're
You
not.
said
I
really?
sure
You
did.
did that? And look at okay.
I had no clue because I wasn't making any coin from it. I
Right.
didn't understand really how YouTube worked back then and partnerships,
Right.
but I learned.
Oh.
So sometimes I'm placed in a category where everything I do, there's a motive behind it, and it absolutely isn't.
Well, I feel like compared to so many other influencers, you've always been very low key. You mind your own business, you do your work. I never see any drama with you whatsoever. I mean, you've kept even the same YouTube handle
Oh,
since the
yeah.
beginning, which is hilarious because I've changed mine I don't know how many times, and you've been so consistent
Thank you.
that it to me it's like, I mean, your audience should know you by now,
Right.
that you're dependable in that way. Like it's authentic,
Yeah.
which
And
is wonderful.
especially when it comes to like drama, I'm really not about it.
Mhm.
If there's something that we need to discuss privately, I'm not going to run to the internet about it. I'm going to
Right.
call you. We're going to talk. Because I'm a solutions girl. I'm like, if
Yeah.
we have a problem, let's talk it out. Let's figure it out. I'm not running to the internet
Mhm.
talking about it because it doesn't help anyone.
And even though you have like a very vibrant personality,
Yeah.
like we met, oh gosh, I don't even know when we met.
It just seems like we
We just
just,
like,
yeah.
yeah, we just always ended up in the same places. Even in spaces where there were a lot of big personalities, you just kind of stayed low key. Like I just really love that about you, how you
Oh,
carry yourself. It's just so beautiful.
thank you. Thank
Have
you.
you seen a change with the algorithms in terms of your channel, in terms of the views, or in terms of engagement? Because YouTube has changed and
Oh, yeah.
it's become really, really difficult now. Have you seen any differences?
I absolutely have seen a difference because the platform is definitely, what's the word I'm looking for? Brain fog moment.
What's the word you're looking for?
I'm looking for a word. It's going to come to me.
Okay. We'll wait.
It's a lot of girls now, but that's not the word I want to use.
It's saturated.
Saturated.
Mhm.
Yes, YouTube is very saturated now, and I noticed a lot of the changes because the girls don't really need us to teach them how to do their makeup anymore or
Oh,
to do a hairstyle
right.
because everyone's just so glam now, and I absolutely love it. I'm like, yes, girl, give us a lash. Like you don't need me to teach you how to put on a lash now. Like, girl, you do it now.
Right.
But I have noticed like those kind of videos don't get as much engagement
Okay.
across the board on social media unless it's just really you just hit and it just hits. And that's what's so interesting too. When I first started my YouTube channel, I just started posting. I didn't have a strategy. I just posted and whatever hit, I just continued to do more of that. So what I noticed what still consistently gets me views is hair care content.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not so much the beauty and the makeup anymore, but I still post like, protective style videos. Those don't get as much views as far as my audience.
No. Even though
Yeah.
your wigs are really nice.
Oh, thank
They're
you.
so, especially the blonde one. I was like, wow.
It's time for another
You look great
blonde.
in blonde.
Thank you. Thank
Have
you.
you had any struggles as a Black creator specifically on YouTube? Is there anything that has stood out to you being a Black woman?
I would say that I noticed probably around when I became a full-time influencer,
Mhm.
I noticed around the time we weren't getting the same opportunities as the smaller influencers were getting.
So even though you had a big platform as a Black woman, you still weren't getting as many opportunities as someone who was really small.
Right. I wasn't getting as many
Interesting.
opportunities, and I would definitely was getting lowballed as far as rates and budget and payments and things like that. And I was just kind of like, I actually learned that that was the case when I went on a brand trip. I was
Oh.
like, oh,
So you were asking them, like, having conversations, and it kind of came up?
No, I was being nosy.
Oh, you
It
just
was a, it
asked?
was a girl behind me.
Oh, you were.
And I was just kind of like ear hustling a little
Uh-huh,
bit because
uh-huh.
I don't really get too much into the tea of what other people's business was. I was just happened to overhear.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I was just like, oh, it's interesting. It's interesting. And it's definitely been difficult. It has gotten better for
Mhm.
me as a macro influencer. I just learned that I was a macro
Oh,
influencer.
girl, you are for
I
sure.
just learned. I was like, oh, all these terms and things.
You've done well, and
Yeah.
you actually, congratulations, bought a home. That is huge.
Yes.
That is huge. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
What got you to even like get on the process to buying a home? Because you mentioned that you're even thinking of buying a second home. So is it
Yes.
something that you just always dreamed about doing?
You know, it wasn't a dream of mine.
Oh, was it?
No, it
Okay.
wasn't something that I thought about, that I just was like, that was just like a goal for me, like a lifelong goal.
Hmm.
Again, my father, he brought it up to me because I was talking to him because at the time I had a very small apartment and I was just outgrowing the space. I had so much in that space. I'm like, I have no room for anything. And I told my dad, I'm like, I need to get another apartment with an additional bedroom so I can have a filming room and this, that, and the
Right.
other. And so I told him about it and I told him the price of the rent. And he was like, Meg,
Mm.
you probably shouldn't do this right now.
Hmm.
Because the situation that I had, I was actually living with, not with, but my grandfather has an apartment complex. And so I was living in the back unit and my rent was very, very low.
Okay.
So I was able to kind of like save my money and do things that I need to do. And when I told my father the price of the rent of this new space, he was like, no, you know what you should do? Save that extra money that you were
Hmm.
going to use on that rent and put it away and buy a house. You're going to get a
Wise.
house.
That is so wise.
And I
Yeah.
was just like, I didn't see it at the time. I just thought
Hmm.
it was just so just far out and just I couldn't achieve it because I was told by so many people in my family, oh, you can't buy a house in California. It can't be
Why?
done.
Because it's expensive?
Yeah, it
So they said you can't, like it's
just a
impossible for
straight
you?
impossible or
Oh
no, it
no.
just can't be done.
Wow.
And so my father was like, yeah, we're gonna get a house, Megan. You're gonna do it.
I
And
like
this
your
is how you're gonna
father.
do it. So I did it.
That's right.
I sure did. I cried so hard when I got the keys. Thinking about it now, it's gonna
Congratulations.
make me cry. It was a beautiful experience because I never thought I could do it.
Oh, don't
Tissue.
cry. I don't have tissue.
Well, let me
Okay.
because it was so difficult for me. I went through so
It's okay. It's okay. We're proud of you, girl. It is so difficult to buy a house, let me tell you. And
so
you,
much.
I know, but you did it. And you're renting
God
it
is
out.
so good.
God is so good. God is
Woo!
so good, girl.
I went through so much to get this house and
You did.
I had so many negative people just saying I couldn't do
Yeah, that's so
anything on my own. And that was just the biggest accomplishment for
it's huge.
me. Big accomplishment for me.
Huge.
And I just get, every time I think about my house, I get so emotional. I get so emotional because I worked so hard to get it. And being told that you can't do something, you start to believe it.
Yes, you do,
You start to believe
unfortunately.
that you can, and you definitely can do whatever you put your mind to.
That's right, girl.
And I'm just so grateful and happy that I had the support system
Yes, your
to get
father.
my house.
And he told you you're gonna do it.
And
And
he
having
told me,
someone like that on your side
yeah, and
is so
everybody
important.
needs that.
Yes, everyone needs that.
And I'm just so grateful that I was able to do it and I had the support to do it.
Yes,
And I'm gonna do it again.
that's right. You're gonna do it again.
I'm going to do it again. And I get so emotional because, you know, people are so negative and that's not what you need. You need that support system to really get in there and do what you need to do.
So how did you do that? You hear all of this negativity from people, but you still ended up becoming your dream woman,
Yeah.
right? So how did you do that? What did you tell yourself? I know you mentioned God. Did you
Oh, I pray
did you
every day.
pray every day?
Every day.
That's so good. Have a good relationship with God.
You do. You do. You absolutely do. And anything is possible with God.
That's right.
Okay.
All things.
All things.
That's so great.
Okay. When they say no, Jesus says yes. Okay.
Okay,
So
Michelle.
You know, and really just having that support system with my father and his wife and my sisters, like, yes, you can make it. Because sometimes I self-doubt myself as well. I don't think it can be done because I'm a single woman. It's hard.
It is so hard,
It's hard.
especially being a single woman. So, being in LA and being on the dating scene, having something as massive as
Oh my
being a
gosh.
homeowner, how does that impact your dating relationships? Is it something you even disclose?
You know what? Dating in LA and being a homeowner and just really doing my own thing has been very difficult. And I used to kind of like dim my light.
In what way?
I just wouldn't disclose any of it. I wouldn't
Okay.
even share my YouTube or Instagram. I just
Mhm.
would say, no, I don't have.
But I mean, in terms of dating, that's probably a good thing
Yeah.
because, you don't want to attract the wrong person that wants to use you for what you have. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
And that's the thing. It's happened to me
It's
a couple
happened.
of
Oh,
times.
no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's happened a couple of times. But you know what? I've learned my lessons
Okay.
and really did the work on myself because I was starting to think like I'm getting the same person over and over
Oh,
again.
just with different
Just a
looks,
different
different
look.
packages.
And I had to do some self-reflection. Like, you know what, Megan?
Why am I attracting this?
Why am I attracting this? And I took a long look in the mirror. I'm like, it's time to make some changes.
What kind of person were you attracting? What kind of man?
A dusty. Straight up.
Were they one of those that are like, hey, girl?
Cause I'm just like, well, what's up? Like, but I had to stop. I was just like, you know what it really was because I was a lot younger and I just felt like I wanted the companionship.
Okay.
Because also what happened was my sister moved to Ohio.
Oh, so she moved.
She moved.
That must have been tough.
It was very tough at the time. My
Yeah.
sister, she moved to Ohio because she wanted to do some different things.
Okay.
And so she moved back to Ohio. And so I was just so lonely going through that. My sister's gone and I'm living alone for the first time. I was 23 and I first started living alone. And I was definitely, my standards weren't there because I was just so lonely.
And you were probably just so used to having that companionship. Being a twin, it's like you're always on the same page. So
Exactly.
just kind of wanting that void filled, you didn't really think about who was going to fill it. You just wanted a person.
I just wanted a person. And you know what? At the time, me thinking back now, I was desperate. I'm going to be the first one to say it.
That's pretty shocking.
You know, in the way when I say desperate, I didn't even know the things that I was doing was desperate.
Give me an example.
For example, if this person didn't text me back, why am I calling?
You want to make sure they got your text?
Yeah, like hello?
No,
don't do that.
Don't do that.
Oh gosh, it was awful. It was bad.
And so would they even pick up the phone?
Yeah, they would pick up the phone. Like, hey, what you doing? I was, in the area and was gonna get something to eat if you're down. I was that girl. I was doing that when I was younger.
So what was the wake up call? Like what happened to where you woke up and you were like, you know what, I'm done with this?
The wake up call was I wasn't getting back what I was putting out. Okay. I wasn't getting the same energy. My feelings were always getting hurt. I was getting disrespected the most. The worst disrespect ever. When I tell you,
I can only imagine.
It got bad.
Because some of these men, they have the nerve.
Terrible. Oh and goodness. I was the girl back in the day when I was a lot younger in my 20s. I was just kind of like, thinking like, oh, well, they're going to get it together. They just need a little help because I'm just always wanting to help people.
Oh, so
I'm
you
the
were
helper.
Like the fixer-upper?
I'm the fixer-upper. I was the fixer-upper. Not anymore. But I was a fixer-upper. I was just like, well, I can help you do whatever you need.
Oh, I understand that.
I can do this. And, and I was being taken advantage of.
You're a sweet girl.
Yeah. I stopped being that sweet girl. I mean, I'm still sweet.
Of course.
To deserving individuals.
Yeah.
But you know what? It came to a point where I was tired of my juice getting drank in my refrigerator and it wasn't being replenished. You're drinking all of the Minute Maid. Why are you in my house like this? I don't do that anymore.
Good.
I stopped that around 28.
Good.
And that's late.
That's really late. But at least you woke up because 28, I mean, some people are doing that at 48. Oh, so it's good that you woke up.
Yeah. I shut all that down. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this.
Were you afraid though to have higher standards? Because, when you've been a certain way for so long and then you sort of figure it out, like, okay, this is not the way I want it to be. First of all, how did you even learn how to behave differently? Where did you go for that? Because if you've
Mhm.
been a certain way, you have to almost get taught how to be different.
You know what? I had to learn that on my own. And the wake up call happened after a really, really bad incident with the relationship that I had. And I was just like looking around at everything and my peers. And I'm like, why am I dealing with this?
Hmm.
So then I was just on YouTube one day, just looking up videos and just watching beauty videos. And I came across dating videos, femininity videos.
Oh, femininity
And I was
videos.
like, wow, this is beautiful. This
Yeah.
is where I need to be. I watched some of your videos as well. Like, this is beautiful.
Thank you.
And so I learned a lot. It was definitely a process
Okay.
as far as getting higher standards and
Hmm.
talking to my father about those things.
Okay.
My father has always put us on game. I don't like to call it game, but what some men are capable of. I'd rather
He
say
taught you,
that.
which is good that you had a father to teach you these things.
Yes.
That's major.
Yes, was always sometimes he would keep it a little too real
Hmm.
when I was younger, but I would ignore it.
Why were you ignoring it if he told you? You didn't believe him?
I don't know what it was
It
at
was
the
something
time.
inside of you,
It was
though. Yeah.
something that I just had to
Hmm.
kind of like go through and kind of shake off because my father was like, "You have no business dealing with this kind of person anyway." Because after a while, he wasn't feeling sorry for me.
So you were telling him these
I
stories.
I tell my father almost everything when it comes to like relationships
That's
and things.
that's
And he was like, you know what? You
good.
need to go through this and you're going to learn from this and you're going to become better. So after that conversation, I was on YouTube, just kind of like,
Mhm.
in my own little space and world. And I started to learn from other beautiful ladies that, you know what? You are better than this. You do deserve a lot more.
That's right.
So things are looking up and
That's
I'm
good.
getting what I deserve.
Mhm.
I'm having a lot of fun dating in LA now.
Good.
Because before I was focused on the wrong things.
Like what?
For example, when I get asked out, just go. Just go on the date. This may or may not be your husband.
You mean like if someone met you like at the gas station?
Oh no, I don't do the gas station anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. Like say for example, if I'm at an event, just
Okay.
create conversation with,
Hmm.
someone like, oh, this punch is really good. Like, just little conversations when I'm out and about and I get asked out. And I don't think too far into a date anymore. I just focus on having fun and getting to know the
Oh,
person.
good.
First,
Good.
before I was just so, we're gonna be together after this date. We are in a relationship. Like, no, have fun.
Yeah.
Date. Just because you meet one person, that doesn't mean that they're your person.
Hmm.
Don't force things that aren't meant to be. And I used to do that a lot when I was younger.
Okay.
I really did. Like,
What's important to you now? Like, what's one of the most important things to you when you're dating?
one of the most important things when I'm dating is making sure that that man is happy. Because I
Mm-hmm.
learned the guys that I used to date back in the day, they were not happy at all. And I'm naturally happy. I'm always chipper, like, what's going on, y'all? Like, let's go somewhere. And
Yeah.
they're like, I'm like, what's the stank face for? Cause I'll peep and like, what's wrong? Like, So I really make sure that the man that I am going out on a date with, I make sure I ask the important questions. And number one is making sure that they're happy because happy people treat other people good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's standard. I mean,
Yeah.
if they're not happy, they're not going to treat themselves well.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, well, I'm sure you've seen a whole lot of that. I mean,
Oh gosh.
it's great that you've been able to do that. And what about your sister? Does she have the same sort of experiences as you, or were you very different in terms of that?
We are very different
Okay.
as far as that, but our standards now that we're in our 30s are very high.
Good.
They should
Good.
because we want to get back what we offer and put in a relationship as well because we're great people.
You are.
Yeah,
You
and
are.
we deserve a good
Absolutely.
relationship, and I just feel like it's coming.
And you will get one, and it will come soon.
Yes.
I'm excited for your wedding.
Thank
It's
you.
gonna be great.
You're gonna be
Yes,
there
I
for sure.
am. So let me ask you about your sister, being twins. What is something that you really enjoy about having a twin sister?
What I enjoy about having a twin sister is like having a built-in best friend.
Yeah, that's so
And,
nice.
you know, growing up, we would finish each other's sentences.
Oh, goodness. You know, so many twins are just like so connected that happens so naturally. And I wonder, like, are you aware of how other people perceive that, or
You know what? Growing up, sometimes we would get bundled together as one person. And that would I would say that was very difficult for us growing up because my sister, actually she's very shy, very quiet. Like she's more laid
really?
back.
Okay.
She's funny.
I bet.
Oh goodness. She has that sarcastic humor, that
Mhm.
dry humor. You're just like,
Okay.
like, girl, okay. But she's more chill, more laid back, and growing up, I was the more outgoing twin.
Okay.
And more of like, you know, activities. She was more so, she liked student council type activities.
And you're cheerleading.
I'm cheerleading. I want to be out seen, you know, like, where's the game, man? You know, let's get started with the party. So I was more outgoing and she's more laid back. And sometimes we would get bundled together and we would always dislike when we were at school and someone would scream out in the hallway, twin. I'm like, first of all, we have names.
Yes.
Yeah, because we were very social in high school and in school, and people, of course, they loved us, but they would never call us by our name. It's
Really?
always
They were
twin.
just twin.
Like, hey, twin.
Oh, I'm not your twin.
It's Megan and Ashley.
So how do you then keep your individuality as a twin?
You know what? That is a good question, and I've never really thought about that.
Because you're so connected.
We're so connected, but you know what? Just living our own lives and doing what we want to do. And because we do have very separate careers, very different careers, and we love to do things on our own. And a lot of the times people think that we're just connected at the hip, and we're not.
Okay.
We're not. We've always kind of been like that because some people are like, well, how do you feel about your twin living so far and being separated? And people don't know that we actually lived apart also in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where was she living? Because you were with your father.
No. We have a very interesting family.
Oh,
So, in high school, my sister decided to move back to California because I'm originally from California.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm originally from Northern California, and she decided that Ohio just wasn't for her, and she was like, I'm gonna go live with dad.
Okay.
Yeah, because my parents were divorced. So my sister was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and back to California. So from 10th grade to senior year, we were separate. And so we were able to really get our individuality that way as well, being our own people and our own person.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. And is she like you? Because I know you are really into like looking really curated. You always look so good. You're always in these like big heels. How tall are you?
I'm 4'11".
You're 4'11", but you look a little taller because usually you wear heels.
I'm always in a stiletto. I have to. I'm like Prince.
Okay.
I need a little height, you know.
Something.
And I just like to stomp in my stiletto pumps.
No, you always look so good. Are there certain self-care practices that you make sure that you do to keep yourself looking a certain way?
I would say the biggest self-care is just remaining out of drama. Because you know, when people are in a lot of drama, it wears on their face.
Yes.
And it just wears on their health, it wears on their body. And I just always made sure that I keep the drama to a certain level. I did have some drama in my situationship relationships, but you know, I learned that, you know what? It's not worth it.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Especially if you're not married to that person.
Absolutely not.
No.
So I just really make sure that I do things for myself that make me happy.
Okay.
I put myself first.
Give me one example of something you do that makes you happy. Besides going to restaurants, because I know you like.
Oh my goodness, I'm a foodie.
I know you are.
One thing that makes me happy, there's a lot of things that make me happy that I do for myself.
Okay.
But I would say number one is getting on the treadmill and just walking. with my
Oh,
music
yeah,
line.
you've done a really good job. You lost a lot of weight. I saw like
Thank you.
your content. I was so inspired by that.
Thank
You
you.
did really well because it
Yes.
wasn't like you were visibly like
Hmm.
overweight in any way, but the way you trimmed down was really, really
Yeah.
inspirational.
I just really wanted to tone up
Yeah.
because I started to lose myself in some of those relationships. I was starting to take on some of their habits as well. I was like, oh no, this
Yeah.
is not Megan in the mirror. We
Drinking
got
too much Minute Maid.
too much Minute Maid. Okay, yes. And I was just like, you know what? I need to do something for me. So every morning when I get on the treadmill, I say to myself, I'm doing this for me. I'm doing it for me.
Good.
And it's the best feeling when you get off the treadmill because you get rid of a lot of stress. And I actually started to run. I've never been a runner before.
Went from a brisk walk to
Yeah,
a
I was,
run.
doing my power walking like this, and then you start to press the fast button, and it's like, oh, I'm jogging now, and I love it. I
That's
love
so
it. It just
good.
I feel so good when I'm done.
I'm super, super proud of
Yes,
you, girl.
yes.
I do have some questions for you. It's a rapid fire question.
Oh,
So, are you ready for some rapid fire, girl?
hopefully it's not too hot.
Okay. Would you rather see your future or change your past? It's supposed to be rapid fire.
Oh, I can't think about it. Okay, repeat that one more time.
Would you rather see your future or change your past?
Oh my goodness. I don't know if I would want to see my future.
Okay, so change
I
your
think
past.
I would want to change my past.
Okay.
Because you know what? I lost some time. When I was I'm still in my prime. But you know what? I could have changed a few things like what I know now. If I knew then, I'm like, baby, listen.
Okay.
We wouldn't have been on that train that we were on.
Girl, this is rapid fire.
Oh, let me shut up. Let's go ahead and rapid fire.
Concealer or foundation?
Foundation.
Rekindled friendship or rekindled romance?
Rekindle friendship. I'm not backpedaling ever.
You said that with an attitude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Sight or sound?
Sound.
Free shopping spree or dream travel destination?
Can I have both?
Mm-mm.
Oh no, we can't have both.
Nope.
I'm gonna say destination travel.
Dine in or delivery?
Dine in. Vibes.
Coffee date or cocktail date?
Cocktail date.
I don't even know. That's not even a good question. I know you don't do coffee
I
dates.
definitely don't do that.
Okay. Calling or texting?
I like calling.
Okay, you like talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Clean as you cook or clean up at the end?
Clean up at the end. But like sometimes I like to clean as I cook, depending on what I'm cooking. But clean up at the end.
Okay. Driver or passenger?
Passenger.
Plans or surprises?
Surprises.
Homemade gift or expensive gift? Tell the truth.
Expensive gift.
All right, Megan. And one last thing before you leave. You know that I have my fragrance line?
Yeah.
Yes. And I know you like fragrance.
I love fragrance.
Yes. So I have some fragrances for you. I would love for you.
You know I'm a crier. I get gifts.
Yes.
I'm such a girl. I'm gonna cry.
So we just launched our brand new collection called the Faith Collection. So here are our fragrances. I just want you to smell them and tell me where you would wear it to. I know you go places.
Let me touch up my eyes because I'm so emotional when I see nice things. This is beautiful.
Thank you.
My tissue. I'm so happy for you. Look at all.
Thank you.
You're so sweet. I do this all the time. Sweetest. Oh, this is gorgeous. I'm so happy.
Thank you, girl. Okay. So this one is 2911. This is our debut fragrance. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's on there. Real good.
I like that. Oh. This is fun. This is pretty. Where would I wear this to? This to me?
Mm-hmm.
This feels like all-purpose wear. to me.
You think so?
I think so. I would wear this like a everyday signature.
It's definitely a signature scent. It's really beautiful.
I like this.
Girl.
Maybe I shouldn't spray that because we have other ones.
Yes, we do. This one is from our Faith collection. This is our brand new collection. This one is called Silent Storm. I wonder what you're going to think of
Silent
this.
Storm?
Yes.
Oh, this is so much fun. I like the packaging. The bottle's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, this is gorgeous. Let's get this bad boy out of here.
I'm gonna help you with this one.
Come through packaging. This is gonna make sure this doesn't go through
That's
anything.
right. You want to make sure it doesn't fall out or drip or anything.
This is everything. Wow.
You may not be able to smell like that. You might have to spray it, but you can spray it on a note card or something.
Oh, this is fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. I like this one a lot.
Okay.
Because I'm a fresh girl.
I know. I knew you were going to like that one because you tend to like more of the lighter.
Oh, this is very pretty, very light.
Mm-hmm.
But it gives a nice, I don't know the word I want to say, but it just does this to me.
It's a little sweet. It's fresh, but it's a little sweet.
I like this one. This definitely would be an everyday wear for me, for sure.
Okay.
Like, definitely work fragrance.
Mm-hmm.
I personally like to wear fragrance when I go work out.
So do I.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel like this is beautiful.
Okay. So this next one is called Mustard Seed. And personally, this is the one that I wear when I work out. And every single time I wear this, someone stops me every time and tells me I smell so good. And I think it just, certain things kind of go with like sweat or like, I don't know how to explain it, but.
Oh, this is beautiful. Yeah.
I really like this one.
Let
Okay,
me
here.
spray a little bit.
So that one's Mustard Seed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
You have a new workout fragrance.
I really love all of them, to be honest. And these are gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
Ooh.
You like mustard seed. Mustard seed is so good. Well, thank you so much, Megan, for being here. And thank you for sharing everything that you shared. I'm so, so happy that you're able to come.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. And whenever you want me back, I'm definitely here.
Yes, we're so proud of you. And if anyone wants to follow Meg, where can they find you?
You can find me at You Love Megz on all social media platforms, including YouTube, Instagram. I just started TikTok, which is quite fun.
Yes, I could see that for you.
Yes, and Twitter. So that's the letter U, LOVEMEGZ.
Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.